Ladies and gentlemen, now it's being known as the Great Prestige Robbery of 2025. Prestige has now migrated from top 5 champions to top 30 and top 30 relics as well. There is so much if you want to get your prestige up now. And, you know, the top accounts have dropped like 7 to nearly 10k prestige in some cases, I'm hearing. And I've gone down, I think, about 4 or 5k with this change. So yeah, it's pretty gutting, man. A lot of people aren't feeling too great about this today. But I wanted to talk about what are some of the best characters out there that are really good ones to rank up that have very good prestige. Because prestige is something that nobody really cared about now. And it's still kind of maybe like the 3rd to 5th reason why you would rank up a character, but it's important to maybe bear in mind if you want to maximize your rewards and get to the next tier in the new monthly event structure that we're going to see tomorrow. What could be a good rank up, or just something to, you know, keep in mind when you're pulling champions, and just an additional reason why, you know, you might cope on some pulls rather than others. So let's go over to Khonshu's Ankh. Brilliant prestige order here. We got the Filter by 7-star, highest to lowest prestige in the entire game, to give you a bit of overview. And again, prestige is not the primary reason you rank up a character. Your primary reason is you love the character, you want to play it, and you need its utility or its primary use for something. Prestige is just something secondary to keep in mind, and it might be like the decision maker if you're thinking like, do I take Shathra or do I take Juggernaut to rank 4 first? I love both of the characters, but I'm having a bit of trouble deciding, because we can see Shathra here is, you know, right at the top, number 6 on prestige, whereas Juggernaut is right down the bottom. So if you're very close to getting up a rewards threshold and tier, then yeah, that might be like something that influences who you take up first. Now, let's talk about the absolute banger characters. I think number one's Onslaught, dude. Like, Onslaught is just the character to take up. I think High Evolutionary is a little bit too new. Yelena is good for defense, but dude, she's just getting bullied so much by many different characters. And it is not like the craziest character on offense overall. So I think Onslaught, absolute no-brainer, is like the number 1 option there. Shathra has got to be number 2. Like, Shathra is phenomenal. I am learning so much about Shathra this week, especially because I just got my hands on Shathra, and I've been looking at the gameplay videos and also just practicing this character. But absolute banger, very, very well deserved. I think if you enjoy kind of the niche playstyle as well, Quicksilver could be a really, really good option. So Quicksilver is coming into the basic. Crazy prestige if you can get this guy awakened. So yeah, maybe an option for some people out there. But I think one that is just, you know, almost a no-brainer as well, Okoye. Absolutely phenomenal. This character, you know, arguably is one of the strongest attackers, if not the strongest attacker of this year. Just handles so many matchups, man. I'm always really scared when I see an Okoye in my opponent's Battleground deck. I'm just insta-banning that because I don't have her yet. I think if you're looking to be a little toxic Serpent, you know, he's got the ramp up on longer fights, the damage. There's a lot of interesting uses for him in various content. And yeah, he's just toxic on Battlegrounds defense. There are more and more Serpent counters that are coming out. But yeah, if you enjoy playing Serpent, can be an option. I think Prowler, strong recommendation there. Very fun character to play. So much very interesting utility as well. So yeah, Prowler I think is a great option. Very strong prestige there. This is a newer character, but we're getting the new Titan Crystal next week. And we're going to see a lot of Carolinas getting pulled. I love this character. Her playstyle is so much fun, but it takes a bit of getting used to. And it may not be everybody's cup of tea. It might be a bit of a Marmite character. I don't think as Marmite as some other characters recently, like Solvark, but Carolina could be a very, very good option there for those looking. And then we've got a few others. I think Iron Man, if you're using this character for raids, potentially, you know, is a very, very strong prestige option as well. I've got Iron Man, I've got a lot of copies, maybe something I'm considering. He's not kind of my most used tech character, but again, depends how much you like OG Iron Man. I'm not really using him in Battlegrounds that much, but raids, he's always there putting in work. Then we have Negasonic, Bullseye, and Jean Grey. I think all three of these are phenomenal. Bullseye, like, is not only just that kind of like staple defender at the moment. I still think he's a little bit, once you get used to fighting Yelena, I still think he's like overall a bit better and more reliable, but Mr. Sinister ruins the day of like both of these defenders. But Bullseye, if I had to play one character, Bullseye is just like, he's just really good. He's really fun to play. The guaranteed crits, like the ability to counter miss mechanics as well is really, really nice. So yeah, Bullseye, you know, if you like him, you like him. But Jean Grey is a banger, dude. She is so much fun. You get those special attacks and you know, weaving in the heavy attacks, getting the power discount. Yeah, just doing absolutely crazy work there. So I think Jean Grey can be a very, very strong option. There is also, I'm actually not too familiar with Lumatrix, but I've heard some good stuff from people that enjoy this character. Now, just going down a little bit further, I think the meta characters standing out to me, White Tiger, if you're just looking for a banger Mystic Nuke champion, Enchantress, want to be a little bit toxic, Arcade, kind of a nice dual threat character. I think Spider-Woman. Spider-Woman's been causing me, I haven't learned how to properly fight her yet, or her animations or anything. So I've just been like making really obvious mistakes, but she seems like an amazing kind of like slight dual threat. I think she's better as an attacker than a defender. But yeah, as a defender, I haven't learned her properly and she's been catching me off guard. Deathless Thanos is pretty up there as well. Nefaria, Scream, I think Bastion. If you really like Gladiator and his playstyle, I think this could be a very interesting option as well. Sheolth could be for people that really like that character. Nico is actually up here as well. Nico is a banger, dude. She's really, really good for a lot of top cosmic options as well. So yeah, I think those are really a lot of your kind of like top two rows. And again, there's a lot of additional characters in here. Depending on like what you got, what you're welled out for, what you're focusing on, that you may have a bit of a taste for as well. But again, if you don't have those kind of like two top shelf rows of characters, then maybe consider some of the ones in this section. I think Ironheart is really, really good. You know, you just like Ironheart is the tech character you can bring in to a mutant quest or any sort of quest with a lot of different challenges, and she has so many tools in her toolbox to just deal with different matchups. So yeah, I think that's a bit of a banger one there. Looking a little bit further along, I mean, Deathless She-Hulk. A lot of people have her, very high sig as well. So yeah, could be a really, really good option for Prestige if you enjoy playing her. Future Ant-Man, maybe if you did a little bit of whaling. Kushala, very good option. I think Silver Samurai, I mean, is a little bit unknown. Same with Mr. Knight as well, which is why I didn't want to talk about those two. But Silver Samurai has all of the hype right now, so it could be a potential option. I mean, Gallon's a banger, still holding up very, very well. You got Zola if you want to be a little bit toxic. Medusa, kind of good dual threat. I mean, Medusa is like a truck, dude. She's really, really good. And then next row, we got some of my favorites. We've got Jack Titania. Titania did take a little bit of a kind of like nerf with what is it? The heavy attack debuffs off the special 3 in that refresh loop not being as reliable, but I still think Titania is a bit of a banger. I think Spiral as well. Mantis is pretty nice. And then looking a little bit further down, Wiccan, if you're a big fan there. I think Shocker's like nearly a no-brainer. If you are a fan of Null, and there's certainly no shortage of Null enjoyers in the community, he could be an option. I think Chavez, absolute banger. And Hitmonkey. Hitmonkey, I think, is probably going to be the final recommendation for Prestige. I think, you know, going through the top 4 rows, plus an additional just honorable mention here. I mean, Hitmonkey's just goated. You know, you've got to have him up in some way, shape, or form. But I think those are a lot of the biggest suggestions that I have for really good kind of meta-relevant characters that can do all sorts of work. They're also very, very nice for the Prestige. I think, again, Looking through these, there's a lot of honorable mentions and shout outs you can do, but I just wanted to make this video maybe as brief as we possibly could, cover some top options, kind of showcase this, give a couple of personal recommendations as well. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comments section below who you think is worth ranking up here, that also has, the secondary benefit of having some really good prestige as well. Are there any of these characters that you would recommend that we haven't talked about? Please do let me know in the comment section below. But aside from that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.